Scouring the internet, scouring the crevices of the internet. Not the lamestream, although they're included sometimes in the news articles in the latest. Sometimes lamestream is included. We're going to talk tonight about, well, this is a cold read, so I'm going through this with you guys. It's new to me like it's new to you. But let's dig in, shall we? It's most likely breaking news that a lab-produced swine flu escaped a Spanish lab. Cue up the figure and fiction. Sticking a PCR test up a pig's snout, a pig's beak. They call them beaks. Listen to this, your bioterror propaganda roundup. The latest updates on the new normal. Listen to this. Reminiscent of the bat on pangolin wet market sex orgy theory pimped by the science in the heady early days of COVID. Remember the wet market? They said, oh, it came from a bat soup or some shit. But just from the wet market, what do you call it, a wet market? Just down the road from the wet market, supposedly there was this in China, in Wuhan, there was supposedly this lab, and the virus escaped it. It's like it had wings and just flew away. First of all, how would we know that viruses don't exist, all right? The way they've said they do, right? That they don't exist. Poison exists in the vial. We know that they inject in you, or in the chemtrails, or they dump it in our water, or they put it or put it in our food. But it's not like something that you breathe out, something that you catch from someone or something or some animal. Is that correct? Is that the good doctors came out and verified all this back in 2020? A lot of them, they stuck their neck out to share the information. Hey, look, there's no such thing as viruses. They lied about that. We've been conditioned to and lied to that viruses existed, just like we've been lied to that we landed on the moon in 1969, and well, the president back then called astronauts on the moon, or an astronaut on the moon, using a landline. Yeah. No, that didn't happen. No, viruses don't exist. MK? So how would you catch something in the air from something that's not in the air? How does that escape? What is it, like a convict escapes a prison? What is it, alive? And it just opens the door and it runs out? What does it do? Is it in the air? Does it float out somehow in the air? Is it a liquid that oozes out? Or is it a blob that blobs out? I mean, come on, man. When they say it escaped from a lab, like it's alive or something like that. It escaped from a lab, but let's roll with it, shall we? It's ridiculous where we're at. The Spanish public health officials had, before more recently announcing an investigation of the most obvious suspect, been floating the extremely rational and plausible theory that an alleged outbreak of swine flu outside of Barcelona was the consequence of a rogue infected sandwich handed out to a wild boar by a truck driver. Let me just... What am I... The health officials in Spain... By the way, I'm not pausing. Idiots that are constantly pausing your videos. I don't have to pause constantly unless I really need to. Like, I don't know, get a refill of my favorite beverage or something like that, or go to the bathroom. But there's no refill in here. Or I want to reread the article and present the information more correctly. That's the only time that I pause. Does this make sense? Does this make sense? They're trying to say that this supposed Spanish flu outbreak was a consequence of a rogue infected sandwich handed out to a wild boar by a truck driver. You know how they write articles these days. They suck. Reading glasses. This makes me want to say, what you talking about, Willis? I'll show you. This is ridiculous. You see this, an outbreak, right, of swine flu outside of Barcelona was a consequence of a rogue infected sandwich. A rogue infected sandwich handed out to a wild boar by a truck driver. A wild truck driver handed a wild boar a rogue infected sandwich. Yeah, because that makes sense. In the clown world, I guess. Now, I think they're about to say the quiet part out loud. This is from Reuters. Remember I said sometimes you gotta mention lamestream, mainstream? Well, Reuters on December 5th said this. Get a load of this. Genome sequencing by a Madrid lab showed the strain was very similar to one detected in Georgia in 2007 and now widely, or should I say wildly, used in research and vaccine development. So this, whatever it is that's floating around, is used in research and vaccine development? Is that the quiet part? Vaccines? In other words, when they say it escaped from a lab, that means a lab that made it that put the shit in vaccines. It didn't escape. Where the needle escape? Was it put in a sandwich, injected into a sandwich, and the truck driver hands a wild boar? What? This shit doesn't even make any damn sense. In Barcelona, do they have? I don't know. I'm not in Spain. Do they have wild boars in Barcelona and truck drivers handing out random sandwiches to them? I don't even. Am I totally missing this? Oh, this is ridiculous. What else do they have for us? I don't even want to read the rest. Well, listen to this. The discovery of a virus similar to the one that circulated in Georgia therefore does not rule out the possibility that its origin may lie in a biological containment facility. Yeah, it probably lies in a facility that creates vaccines and puts them in vials and then injects them into the sheeple. What is this? I mean, what the fuck am I even... I don't... It doesn't make any damn sense. These assholes. These damn jerk-offs. I mean, just this is retarded. You saw the words. A truck driver handed a rogue infected sandwich to a wild boar, and that's how all this started. It's like a which way to go, George? You went that way. Was it the lab in Wuhan? Was it a wet market? Was it bat soup? Was it... Oh my God, the shit that they throw at us. I remember they tried to say there was two Chinese scientists went to a lab in Canada and stole COVID from it. Took it back to China. Then I saw another article or something like that said Chapel Hill, a lab at Chapel Hill, North Carolina, had COVID and it was stolen from there. I mean, come on, man. This is so damn dumb. Viruses just don't exist. People don't understand these things. The virus in the sandwich? I mean, I don't get it. Can you guys make heads or tails of this shit? So I guess a wild boar in Barcelona walked up to a fucking truck driver. This truck driver happened to have a contaminated sandwich with something in it, a little something in it, and Catalan officials suspected the virus had spread after a wild boar ate contaminated food, possibly a sandwich brought from abroad by a truck driver. Abroad from a truck driver. So this truck driver is foreign? Was it one of the invaders driving the truck? Because that's a thing. Invaders are now driving trucks out there, and they don't know the ass from the elbow on how to drive these semis, and they're causing accidents. I don't know. This shit's so. Again, I've mentioned this in the past. The way they write articles these days leaves more questions than answers. Ooh, Mr. Carter, I got questions. This is ridiculous. I'm going to jump ahead. If it makes sense, it makes sense. If it doesn't, it doesn't. If you know, you know. If you don't, you know. On December 18th, though, quietly abandoning the rogue infected sandwich theory. Oh, so now it's a theory? This is what it says. On December 18th, they quietly abandoned the sandwich theory. So the wild boar in Barcelona didn't get fed an infected sandwich by a truck driver. That's a theory now? What the fuck? I mean, did a truck driver give a wild boar a fucking infected sandwich? I'm done. I don't care. I don't care. You know what it sounds like to me? because they want you. They want your head to be spinning. They want you to try to make heads or tails of what they're saying. They want it's just like Kamala Harris, that horse faced piano tooth piece of crap commie. Remember Kamala Harris? I called her Kami Allah because she's a commie. She probably worships Allah or Kwanzaa, whatever the shit she mentioned. But remember Kamala Harris? Word salad. I just saw her on Jimmy Kimmel. Word salad. Word salad done on purpose. Word salad right here. This is all word salad to me. What the fuck are they even saying? Is there a Spanish flu coming? Is there one being released? I mean, oh, here we go. Here we go. We'll get into to what's really going on. Spain is the European Union's largest pork producer. They account for 1/4 of the European bloc's pork exports. Spain literally produces 1/4 of Europe's pork. And now, this looks like the outbreak has threatened exports. Going after the food. You know what it sounds like to me? I'm no scientist, much less a New World Order scientist, but it sounds like they've injected these pigs with the quaxines and it's making them sick, infected and sick. And so they're using that. They're saying, well, we have to perhaps curtail our exports of food, I mean pork, to the European Union. That's what it sounds like to me. I wouldn't be a bit surprised if some Muslims were behind this because they don't eat pork. And Europe, just like the United States and Canada, is being overran with Muslims. I've already showed you that. It wouldn't be a bit surprised me if a Muslim or two was behind this agenda. But it looks like they're going after the food. And yes, they inject these swines with, or whatever you want to call them, pigs, wild boars, I don't know. This whole thing's retarded, but it looks like they're going after the food, and there's other agendas behind it. Don't be a troll out there. This is ridiculous. This is stupid. But this is what I got for you. This is Clown World getting more ramped up more than ever. I am Oot.